Earl Sweatshirt, Riot, exclamation point.
Come on.
The song's called Riot, exclamation point. Riot.
Emphatic riot.
It's an emphatic riot. We're going with the hot dog bull.
I like it.
I thought you might. What are you doing over there, Travis?
I cut it up so you could hear Larry. It was down before then. You go home.
Oh, I am.
You stop it.
I can't.
Can we talk about something serious too, Tom? No, or stay away from it.
Boy, I think you must have left the room, but I actually have two things. One of which we should talk in some detail, the other of which should breeze through so the show's not too serious.
Love it.
And we should split it up in between funny things.
Phenomenal. There we go. Well done,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. That's all tooth.
Well done. Well done.
He wrote the show tonight, not me.
I didn't really
Ain't
write
mad
it
at it.
off.
What's up, Barnes? What's Hillis?
Bull was a big help too.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, I knew you wouldn't want to talk about anything serious, Travis.
So we're just on the book. Thanks,
You ready to
Joel.
do this?
Well, that's my line.
What? Well, then say it. Get this
What's
ship,
up, Barnabas? Sorry.
Yo, you're good.
Get this ship on out to sea.
Out to sea. Let's go. All right, y'all ready to do this?
We were waiting on you, but now I'm worried about my sea legs.
Uh-oh.
I don't have my sea legs yet.
Go find them. All right, everybody. Welcome to the
Next episode.
of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, the Travis Reed. You might have heard of me before.
About 1,500 people now have heard.
1,500.
Oh, sorry, 12. 12 people.
12. Oh, the 100 was a fabrication.
Tens and tens of people are fans of you.
It was a Look, mother. It
When I
was
logged in, 10 people were there by accident.
a fabrication of the truth, if you will, is what it was. All right, guys, here we are, episode 277 out here, Studio 11. Little chilly. We got the heaters going. Still a little cold.
That one's not on high, though. If that one was on high, we'd be sweating.
You want to put it on high?
I wish you would.
I'm going to.
Travis is now turning it up to high.
Riveting radio. Ain't it great?
Now, if you can, Radioland, imagine Travis sliding gracefully in his chair, much like Joe Burrow throwing a football with a spin.
No, we're going to talk about that. Going to.
I'm glad.
Have to.
Anyway, it's back to you,
Yeah,
Travis.
no, it's back to you because there's Tooth.
Hey, I'm here.
How are you now?
Not so bad. How are you now?
Not so bad. Good, and you? I do it every time.
I'm doing pretty good, man.
What you?
Well, if you can
what you
believe
got?
this, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. 23 flavors.
Yes.
Established in 1885, bottled in Plano, Texas.
Come on.
Big fan of Dr. Pepper.
Big fan.
Good friend of mine, who's going to talk about his own stuff later, carries Dr. Pepper at his local establishment. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
And I'm thinking more and more about this, and I'm like, why is Dr. Pepper not noticing that for the last 5, 6 years, 7, holy mackerel, it'll be 7 this year, you
What
know?
about that?
7 years, I'll be promoting Dr. Pepper. I'm not asking them to pay us like huge. I'm just asking them to send us some free swag
Or some free
or
Dr.
some free Dr.
Dr.
Peppers. Call me, Dr. Pepper.
Bull rose up when he said that. And he's like, hey, wait a minute. He's cool with that.
I'm down. I like money.
Oh, we like Dr. Pepper.
I mean, we're good with swag and or Dr. Peppers and or both.
Yeah, we'll take them.
Whatever. But anyway, thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks for being here. What flavors you getting tonight, buddy?
Man, I'm getting them all. It is
Oh,
an impactful evening.
what's a good day, ain't it?
I've had a pretty okay day. You know, mediocrities kind of. He was my favorite Greek mythology.
Was he?
Yeah,
Mediocrity.
Mediocrities. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he kind of had the meh attitude.
Wow, I've never heard that one until just now. I like it.
Well, mediocrities.
Yeah.
You
Can I use it?
can.
I love his work in the desert.
Yeah, meh. It's all right.
You're like channeling your inner Eli right now.
I'm whatever, dude. I'm just here, man.
You're just here, man. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. Bo,
Hello.
how are you now?
Man, I'm on camera again.
You are.
I'm taking advantage.
Man.
Cheesing.
What's weird, like a lot of our new watchers to the Facebook Live
Like,
feed,
who's that real cute guy?
they'll say,
who's that
well,
sexy
you were
guy?"
on camera one week, and then Eli was here, so you were off camera, and she was like, where's Bull? I'm like, don't worry about Bull.
Ha ha. Bring him back. Bring back the bull.
We're going to have to like mount a camera right there and so it just sees you
I
back
mean,
there.
pin back the bull or hold back the bull. I don't know about bringing back the bull.
I think we should.
Bull
bring
brings all the bull. See, there it is.
I think we should bring it back.
No Bull.
But I say,
We got this sign years ago, back when the pit stop was still around, and I got it for him. This is 24 years oldish, 25.
You mean the very same pit stop that all three of us
Worked at?
worked in?
I know, it's amazing that place even survived. Actually, we're amazing.
Yep.
But what are you having tonight, man?
Man, I'm at Mellow Yellow 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to start it off. Normally, you guys ruin the show with old people talk. I'll start it off like that.
Okay.
So my rheumatoid arthritis has been kicking in, and I noticed there's a similarity whenever my arthritis was kicking in.
Flaring up.
It flaring. It was flaring,
You had
and
a flare up.
it was directly associated with sweeteners.
Sugars. This is getting up. He's got sugar.
Yeah. So I'm watching my insulin levels.
He's a big.
Do you want to maybe talk about taking some Tylenol PM when we find this out?
You got your well, it depends.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Old man talk.
Yeah.
We'll cover weather and bread later in the show.
Yes, we will.
Brought to you by Centrum Silver.
Man, we should be getting crazy paid tonight, man. We're throwing all these free plugs out.
I got to
Goodness.
thinking when you brought up the pit stop. Dr. Pepper, when I stock the coolers, I always stock Dr. Pepper with much more love, care, and consideration. And you all know that.
You stocked that one first.
And I made sure all they were fronted and faced
Right.
all the time. And I would, if something beside it, I'd push it back.
Yeah, whatever.
Seen Here Radio and Facebook Land, cultural bias caught.
Admitted.
Admittedly caught.
Truthfulness. Brought to you in part by honesty.
I'm good, Travis. What are you drinking?
Man, right now, I think you didn't ask me how I'm doing.
Travis, how are you doing?
I'm
I
sucker.
don't care.
I am sucker free today, son.
Whoa!
Bam. Brought that
Out here
out.
in these streets.
Yep. Sucker free.
Out here
free.
in these streets. Sucker
Come
free.
on. I like it. Been waiting on that all week.
What shoes did you wear today?
Man, that's one of my Sperry's today.
Comfort,
They're comfortable.
Reliability.
Fairly warm.
dependability.
Yeah, dependability.
Depends.
The shoestrings are terrible in them, but they're like if you're in water or something, it's hard to slip in them. I'm gonna say there's anti-slip.
Well, they're boat shoes.
Right. So
I mean,
yeah, well they got a little motor on the back too. Little Evan or little Johnson on the back. You know,
outboard,
yeah,
inboard, outboard.
It's inboard, outboard. It's whatever you want. It's both of them. Yeah,
Both.
And
At
right,
this point, it's just bored.
And what are you? And what are you drinking?
man, right now I'm having a Diet Sun Drop.
How's that treating you?
Pretty daggum good. My beer is chilling at the moment.
So it's getting cold.
Yeah, it's getting cold. It's getting cold. I forgot to put it in the fridge, so I've had it a while
Where did you have it stored prior to the fridge?
in the house.
Hence why it's not cold already, because
Yeah.
it's cold outside.
It is. I should have left it outside.
Now, have you noticed how much the temperature's raised just since you've turned that to high?
Dude, I'm about to take a sweatshirt off.
I'm about to shed mine too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it over on my corner.
But anyway, thanks for being here, Travis. We really appreciate having
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Hope the Dr. Pepper's treating you well. What else is going on?
Oh, well, we got the Common John update. What about that?
Where?
Right now, guys, karaoke going on at Common John Brewing Company.
And Larry Brigman
Larry
is killing
Brigman
it.
was
According to
killing it
Snapchat.
out there, guys.
Back Porch Productions is hosting karaoke this evening, and thank you, Travis Hills, for the stars, brother. We appreciate that. We all just got a Snapchat of Larry
Keep going. Keep going.
singing Black Sabbath song,
War Pigs.
Oh man,
Listen, much like beer, I feel like Ozzy's voice is probably not for everybody.
right?
But if you've ever really wanted to imagine butchering Ozzy's voice, Larry has stolen the show.
Killed it,
Give the man the gold medal.
man. Killed it. I like literally killed it. So they're all having a good time right now at Common John doing the karaoke there with Shane in the Back Porch Production. So if you're around, you still got about an hour and a half of karaoke. Go out there and check them out.
Man, I hate to interrupt you, but Travis Hillis is on here, and I just want to highlight I'm inspired by great hunters like him and seeing his posts. So Good on you, Travis.
Congratulations,
job,
Travis.
Big
and
Trav.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
job,
even
man.
though your friends might call you a non-great hunter, I see where you're going in life, and I see what you're doing, buddy.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
we got your back, brother. Got it. All right, let's see. The weekend's goings on at Common John. Friday night. You can scroll back up. Jacob Johnson. Pretty good dude.
Awesome guy. I
Awesome
liked him
guy.
a lot.
Yes. Music starts at 6. Get there early, grab a good spot and a cold beer, and get you a sandwich while you're there. We'll talk about that later. You want to talk about it now?
No, you're in charge.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. We put Tooth in the corner. Nobody puts Tooth in the corner.
You know,
Travis didn't shout his friends like with the laundry stick, or I bet he meant shoot.
Yeah, come on. All right, Jacob Johnson tomorrow night. Saturday. What we got going on Saturday? Just go to Common John on Saturday. I bet Press Box 11 sandwiches will be there. Come on.
Somebody's having a nice sandwich sometime this weekend, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Happening.
happening.
And Sunday we got NFL games, conference championships. Gonna be some good games this weekend. And also poker at 2 and 4. If you want to register to play that, www.worldtavernpoker.com. Click on the register and then event at Common John. Y'all go check it out. And guys, our good buddies at Greenbud Lounge at 714 Hillsborough Boulevard. Go check out Joel. And for all your CBD needs, he got some cool stickers in there here lately. Have you seen that big box of stickers he's got?
No, I need to go visit.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, look
Yeah.
at there. Is
Yeah.
that Pam from The Office?
It looks that
Or News Radio?
News Radio, yeah. Yeah, he's got some cool stickers in there, man. I'm a sticker junkie.
That does look like News Radio.
It is.
I didn't realize you had to be so well endowed to cut down hemp trees, but
How about the
stickers can be-
cereal bowl?
I like the
Yeah.
cereal bowl.
Cereal bowl.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel like, yeah, that's cool.
That is cool. Y'all go hit our buddy Joel up there at Greenbud Lounge, 714 Hillsborough Boulevard. Oh yeah, we gonna get to that.
He's teasing. Why you teasing me?
That's right. All right, guys. Last night was Singo. Had a great time once again. LeBron picked some excellent choices. We did Best of the 80s Volume 3. Not done that one yet. Had some songs that we've heard before, but not all of them together. Fantastic time. Then we did One Hit Wonders, and there was some singing going on. I mean, had a grand old time. Grand old time.
The Oneaters. That's what I think when I hear Wonders. The Oneaters.
Well, no, I was talking to a couple last night before I left, and I was like, I've never seen y'all here in the Nook before. You're normally out in the gallery. They go, yeah, we wanted to be in here to be. We don't feel our boos are appreciated that much. So they wanted their boos to be recognized. So they got closer to the stage.
I enjoy the fact that you have brought the booze
Yeah,
back to society.
I love it. I
Talk
absolutely-
about freedom of speech.
People need to be put in check.
They do. Y'all high fluting with your winning cards and whatnot.
Yep.
Get out of here with that mess.
Boo!
Boo that man. But we had a great time last night.
If I ever win, I don't care how great the boos are.
Yeah.
I'm going to simply go to the microphone and explain my disappointment in the
In
boos.
society.
You guys could do so much better than that. I expected a boo of epic proportions.
And that's all I get.
You know what? I will say this is as new people come in, Jen Kill played for her first time last week.
Yeah, last week.
Last week, and she won the very first round. She walked in and got an epic boo because it was a full house. And I mean, got an epic boo. And she handled it with a smile, a wave, and bowed to the crowd as she received her. Yay. You get your little.
Yeah, because
And by boo, they're all really glad you won.
Yeah. Seriously, like the most time the booing is because we know we're getting closer to the end of the game and we're all having such a good time that, hey, there's one guy in there, like, if there's a really good songs playing right in a row and he's fixing to win, he won't mark them because he wants to keep hearing the songs. He's like, I don't care. It is what it is. Let's keep playing.
He's
buddy.
there for the experience.
Yeah.
He's not there to win or lose.
Yeah, I'm like, man, that's.
Wow, that must be cool. I'm competitive.
I am too. I'm
I'm
not
trying
losing.
to win the game.
I'm not losing. What's
I
up,
want
Robert?
to be booed.
Yeah, I love it.
What's going on here?
Oh man. So y'all check us out Wednesday nights, Common John Brewing Company for Singo.
Hosted by the Travis Reed.
Yes, Sound by Bull. Speaking of Sound by Bull, guys, Sam Grow concert was at Common John Saturday night, this past Saturday night. And the guy that opened for him, Todd Cameron, he's on Spotify as well. That guy was awesome.
He was.
Todd and his guitar player. Had a really good time, good voice. Sang, and he had some all originals, very good songs. I mean, some of these songs you're like, why is that not on the radio, or why is there not a video for that? Like, they were awesome. And I like how he told stories behind the song that he wrote. And he didn't go too long, and he didn't just say it real quick and go on with it. But it was phenomenal. And
VH1
Sam,
storytellers.
yes, very much, but shorter, to the point. And then Sam came on, and dude, Sam put on a show. He sang a couple covers that were really, really good. His guitar player killing that acoustic, dude.
Absolute beast.
Soloing. Oh my goodness, you would have been like, what? That's just
That's
that voice.
exactly. I can see me doing it.
Yeah, what? But I will tell you what. And
Did he even do the face? You know how the lead guitarists make the faces?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did the face.
man.
It sounded phenomenal in there, and Bull, we sing your praises sometimes, and you always put your head down. But kudos to you and Jeff and David, who helped you in the room hanging the sound dampeners and everything. It sounded really good in there. The sound in the Nook now is so much different since they hung the panels. Sounds so much better. Wasn't a hiccup all night long. He's a little high strung about his space.
Very high strung about my space.
But dude, it was a great crowd, and Bull, kudos to you. Pat on the back. Good game. You did a phenomenal job, sir. Phenomenal job.
Well, thank you. And again, to everybody who was there at the concert and who posted photos or video, thank you guys so much. A lot of hard work went into the Nook for that show and for future shows, because we really want to continue to work. LeBron, the owner, he is huge on the best beer, the best environment, and the best live music experience that can be created.
You know why? Because he's the best people.
And there you go.
You're not wrong.
And so it was just phenomenal. Thanks, everybody. I've gotten tons of compliments of people talking about everything, the way it looks, the way it felt. And we're just going to continue to make it better. So thank you for noticing.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
man.
you for saying it, because a lot of hard work goes into it. And thank you to everybody out there who says something and also who spread the word. I had at least 5 people come up to me over the last 2 days who talked about the show, and they said that they can't wait till the next one, and they hated that they didn't take it serious enough to come.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was a phenomenal time. I had a blast. And I got to try the new beer. Don't sweat the small stuff. German Pilsner. Finish as clean as a...
Whistle.
Oh, my goodness. Like, it's scary.
Huh.
Very scary.
Super fan.
But, yeah, we had a fantastic time over the weekend. So you guys go check it out next time we got a show. Which, I mean, I would probably go Friday night because Jacob Johnson's going to be
Jacob's going to be there, and it'll be the exact same setup. It doesn't matter if you're a major artist, a major signed artist like Sam, or if you're a guy grinding it out. We're going to create the best experience for both the listener and the artist.
there. Or a loser doing Singo.
Or a loser doing Singo. Travis is even under the lights. I even dimmed them for you before I left.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it messes with me when I'm scanning the cards.
When the lights are too dim.
Well, when
Well, too bright.
Too bright.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it flashes off the paper.
Yeah, I was having to hold my mouth a certain direction, and it would, golly. All right, guys, we'll take our first break here. We come back. We've got some stories.
Well, there's some news also.
There's some news and some stories. Oh, my goodness. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here in Rooster on 115 and Facebook Live.
If you use apps, get it. The Rooster app.
Yeah.
All right. We'll roll right back into it.
Yeah, we just did that for Radio Cut, guys.
Yeah.
So that way everybody on radio can hear us Friday.
That's when we told them we pretended.
A little behind the scenes. A
Yeah,
little behind the
that's
scenes.
pretty
well
good.
done, too.
When she said she was pretending.
That's getting better. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show. Brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on Rooster 1015 and Facebook Live. Episode 277, Tooth Bull. Me, the Travis Reed. Eli is using a PTO day.
Personal time off.
Yeah,
Not paid. Not
he's-
paid time off. Don't get confused. Our fees are different.
No, we don't get. We ain't getting paid. He's the only one that ever uses those. You ever notice
It
that?
is pretty neat.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one who's accrued any.
I think we keep giving them to him.
How does he accrue them if he's the only one who used them? How do I accrue one?
I need to check the books. I think he's stealing ours.
You
I
know
have not
what?
accrued any.
You know what? F you, buddy. F you.
Thank you, sir. No, you're not getting any more.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I'm not really good at apologies, but un-F you, Travis.
Thank you. So sweet.
I don't think you can take that back.
Un-F
but
you or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Jump on the Wayback Machine. Extract that. Reverse it.
Yeah, I heard a joke about, if there's certain things you can put in your mouth that you can't take back out ever again.
Jolly Ranchers.
Yep.
Because they get stuck to your teeth and it won't come out.
Okay.
It leaves you with a cavity.
Yes. Robert Z. Real on the Facebook Live feed. He wants to know the title of our episode tonight. What's cold and moist? It's cold and like snowy, rainy here. Been raining and stuff. So
The weather is moist.
it
Told
is.
you it would come up.
Yeah.
Well done. we ain't even broke an hour, and the weather's already come up.
It's just like, cold and moist and weather, those are things that come up often.
Yeah.
In your
But
40s.
there are things that don't come up often in cold, moist weather. I don't understand what's going on here.
That's
Mine.
a conundrum.
I was in the pool.
Was in the pool. It was a scratch.
Is there anybody you don't do, Travis? Can you do tooth?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's cool.
Not on Facebook though.
Yeah, we get kicked off for that. All right, so
Wait a minute. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Me.
yeah, yes, I did.
Literally. Can I push in your stool?
No thanks. Some stuff are going on in West Virginia. The Bulls gonna have a heart attack.
At the Dairy Winkle.
At the Dairy Winkle.
At the Dairy Winkle.
Yeah. Apparently there was a building
There was a fire.
fire. Okay.
Dairy Winkle is the location.
Mm-hmm.
This was in West Virginia, and Dairy Winkle is the restaurant.
Right.
So apparently there was a fire, and somehow this gentleman's very coveted Wiener Man statue. It's titled. That's the name of the statue. Is the Wiener Man. It's a statue of a hot dog. Bull, is it dousing itself in ketchup or taking a shot of? What's it doing?
It looks like it is. I will say pouring ketchup on itself for the PC for the radio crowd.
So it was stolen. And of course, he was trying to find it. He wanted to know where his Wiener Man was. Luckily, police used the tip that they received the other day to find the Wiener Man. Found him unharmed, returned him to the owner. Owner is hoping to rebuild and open the restaurant again soon. But,
So where did they find the Wiener Man at? Your mom's house?
it was at your mom's. My mom's.
Oh.
What you said.
That sounds like something we would have done, though. We just stole Wiener Man.
Well, ask Dave. Just ask Dave Thomas.
Well, 100%. But I mean, I think that this is just a message we can all learn a lot from. Just a tip can get you in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a tip will get you in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely will, yeah. You got to be careful.
It can lead to solving cases too.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Or it can lead you to someone's mom's house.
In this case, it led someone to my mom's house to find Wiener Man.
Divine Wiener Man.
Now, how it got there, this has been unanswered. We still there's
We'll
not
have to
been
wait. We'll have to wait for the follow up.
the investigation has not been closed
It
yet.
is
It's
not.
still ongoing.
Still ongoing?
So
Yeah.
I guess they can't talk about it too much either, huh?
questions have to be answered.
Mom's the word.
Mum's the word.
Who steals a 5-foot wiener statue?
Your mom.
Man, I ran right into that one. Eyes wide open.
You did.
It's
Oh
like,
God.
oh look, this new copper skillet will cook hold 6 wieners in it, just like your mom.
How did I do?
Yeah.
Man, I had to work today, so I'm not all there.
Travis has been following meats all day. Have you not?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, we're going to get into that, aren't we?
Oh, we are
Meat
for
following?
sure. Yeah.
Delicatessens.
Yes. delis and stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's nuts.
Well, as I sit here and relish in the fun facts of the Wienerman statue, I think it's time to move on.
It might be. So,
Let's start and keep going.
so
I'm trying to catch up. Travis, come on.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Catch up.
Gather myself. You
I'm
miss
doing-
ketchup? How did you miss
I'm
ketchup?
doing hot dog puns here. Where are you at?
God.
I don't know what's wrong. I had to work. I don't
Look,
like it.
Travis, would you get yourself out of this pickle and continue the show on, please?
I mean, come on.
Oh man. So 6 doctors did some stuff for science the other day.
These guys have given a whole new meaning to having their heads up their butts.
Yes.
Apparently, for science, they decided that they were going to swallow Lego heads. Mainly to put parents at ease, because I'm sure apparently statistically there are lots of Lego head swallowings annually. So these 6 guys got together and said, we're going to swallow some Lego heads and see what comes out of it.
What came out?
A head.
Okay.
Lego heads.
I wonder if it digested better than corn does.
I bet it's just like corn.
Yeah.
Yellow, little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With corn, it's not goodbye. It's I'll see you later.
See you later.
You know what? This is what I wonder if their mothers like got it and like put it in a little jar and put it on the mantle right now. I wonder if there's 5 mothers who.
Do you think they counted the Lego heads and then counted to make sure we've retrieved all said Lego heads?
It's a scientific study. I bet
What happens
somebody.
if one of them didn't get out? Like we got 15, only got 14 back. What do you think happens there?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going out on a limb to say there was somebody there with a clipboard and a pen who counted said heads coming in and said heads coming out.
Did he have a name tag that said Shathid on it?
No, but I'm pretty sure they work for the Department of Probation because those are the best trained people in that scenario.
I hope they wore gloves.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they wore masks. They were in a medical setting.
Oh yeah, true.
Medical
true,
setting.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the hot dog wasn't there.
What about stool softeners?
You think they were allowed to use that, or just go?
I would think they probably.
Well, I mean, their bottom probably didn't hurt that bad that they didn't need a stool with extra softener on it.
Oh.
I mean, a Lego head's very small.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think they ate them individually? What if they stuck them together? What if he had like a giant Lego head?
You know, one of them was like us. Hey, watch this, and just strung a bunch together. And,
Look what I can do.
yeah. You know what?
One of the doctors was from Arizona State.
And then one from Tennessee butt chugged it. Like, watch this.
Is this how you think they come up with crappy ideas?
This is a punny show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Tooth, you're on one tonight, buddy.
I'm doing my best.
What do we got next? What else can we make fun
I had
of?
a Limitless pill right before I got here.
To say,
You
man.
did.
This is kind of a serious topic, if you will.
I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know if they could make heads or tails of them. The X-rays.
Heads or tails?
How you're not getting paid to do this, I'll never know.
I'll never know.
You're hitting it tonight.
Yeah.
And I do this for free.
I know it. Man. Oh. So it's kind of we'll ask a serious question after this one. So a Florida woman kills her terminally ill husband in the hospital. Right, Tooth?
Yes, that is correct. It was a Florida woman. He was terminally ill. They, I guess, had an agreement. Both of them, I'm assuming, had the agreement that if either of them were ever in that situation, that they would take care of it. So she, I guess, took care of it, and now she's facing first-degree murder charges. And I'm kind of like, if you're of sound mind and body and you say, like, I know that I have heard a family member tell me, I don't want to be in this kind of condition.
Right.
If I am, please don't, like, I don't want to live like that. Why would you not? I mean, it's not okay to take someone's life, but in that scenario, if they can't take their own, but they don't want to go on living in that capacity, whose right is it to take that right away from them?
Right.
You know, so I don't know. It's a sticky situation.
Yeah.
And of course, legally, I'm not saying I would pull the plug for somebody that asked me to, but
Yeah.
I could probably, especially if they've been together for years and they love each other, and you don't want to see that person suffering, and
No.
you know you're not honoring their wishes. Like,
Yeah. Well, what do you think about it?
Wasn't in that scenario, it wasn't a plug, it was the trigger that got pulled.
regardless, I was using the metaphorical plug, but he knows he's going to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's 100% terminal.
Yep.
It ain't like, we're not talking like the man had 6 years to live. We're
Right.
talking, I'm going to deteriorate fast within a few months and I'm going to suffer. But once again, I didn't read enough to know if he was in the capacity that he could have done it himself. But if he's hospital ridden, I'm saying he probably couldn't get the gun himself.
Right. Well, again, I think that, and it's been a very interesting subject because, there was a case many years ago that was still battled, about whether or not.
Look at all the Kevorkian cases.
Well, I mean, Kevorkian, that's a different matter altogether, but they've been talking about people who did not have the capacity to be able to say whether or not, like people that would live in a vegetative state. And there's been, debate back and forth because the individual can't speak for themselves. So,
is there a way to put in your living will if I'm ever in vegetative state? Like, I know you can do DNRs. You can put you don't want to be resuscitated.
Right.
But can you put, hey, if I'm ever in a coma for this many days, it's time to go ahead and.
Well, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do that. But the thing about it is anybody who ends your life is going to be convicted of murder. That's just the society that we live in because of,
Laws.
It's very hard
Well,
to.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, especially in the woke world we're in today, even if it was totally from a legal standpoint, what was going on was, okay, you had to make the decision this morning to pull the plug, which happens to people, unfortunately, all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the next of kin or whoever's in charge says, okay, yeah, we're going to make the decision not to keep them on life support. In the woke society that we're in today, if that was like at a doctor's mercy, then that would be, oh, this doctor's a murderer,
Yeah.
That is 100%
That's what
correct.
you're saying.
Yeah.
And the murder, and well, I mean, you
Just like
all it takes is
abortions, that doctor's a murderer.
well, and like I
eyes
said,
of the woke community.
and that's just the sad part, for doctors. Now, not to say that some doctors don't deserve flack, but the sad part is like there's more of a family in many instances than just in that one, the husband and wife, right? So even if the father wanted to die, like all it takes is a daughter or a son or a grandchild to go like, oh my gosh, I brought my grandfather here for you guys to ease out of life, and you allowed somebody to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Or you allowed him to be killed. That's the sad world we live in is like there's so many small gray areas where you can sue a hospital or sue
I feel like
anybody.
in this scenario, though, I feel like in the world we live in today, especially if you did this in a hospital, there's no way you didn't do it knowing you're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
You're going to go to trial, so it's almost like she's made that sacrifice to honor his wishes. In my mind, like if it was Kim and myself, and Kim come in and put me out of my misery because I asked her to, and I was, not wanting to live in a vegetative state or whatever, and she did what I asked her to do, she would be making an ultimate sacrifice on her own life at that point. So then that's where I have to sit back and say I couldn't ask anybody to put themselves in that position for me.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, like, let's look at it not from a doctor or a medical standpoint, but in this instance, right? Like, we have it in our will that our spouse will kill us if we tell them. And then I come in, get a video of you going, I don't want to live like this. She's fixing to put a pillow over my face and smother me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that right there would stand up in court, and then, like you said, it's up to your significant other, how they're gonna go from there. But I guess also we have to look at it this day and time. There's a lot of we'll just say younger people who have married older people that'd be like, oh no, Steve said put a pillow over his head, and he was
so there's
ready
another
to go and leave me the yacht.
legality that you gotta.
Where's my money?
So do y'all write me the check, or is that direct deposit?
Do I pick it up as I leave the hospital?
Yeah. Yes. So there's a lot of legalities involved. That's I understand the morals, but but I just don't know, man. I think no matter what situation, if you did that, you're gonna get arrested for murder.
Well, we live on a fine line of everything between choice or personal freedoms. Control of your own wherewithal, control of your own body. Control. I mean, we live in an interesting world of that debate, and this right here goes right along with it. Like, I mean, if you want to end yourself, you should be allowed to. But whatever happened, did Kevorkian, did he ever get convicted? Like,
I don't remember. Tooth, you remember?
Do you remember if Kevorkian? Because I mean, I remember that whole thing, and I remember that was one of Pacino's worst roles ever.
I never watched it. I heard it was so bad.
So it was terrible. God, it was terrible. Like, especially if you ever watched it was terrible. But and I guess just Pacino didn't portray a man who killed people nicely. I don't really know how you would do that.
Yeah.
He was found guilty of second-degree murder. He died in 2011, but he was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Thomas Uke.
Kevorkian was?
Mm-hmm.
One individual of the multiple that he had assisted in passing on.
Yeah, there was I cannot remember the name for anything, but a Canadian doctor the same way said apparently there was more. He helped more people that, or he or she, I don't know if it was a man or woman, more than Kevorkian did. But I just saw like a headline of it. I didn't watch the whole entire thing. Then you got The Good Nurse, that documentary and the show that's on Netflix. Goodness gracious.
He did 8 years.
Kevorkian did?
Mm-hmm. He did.
Wow.
Gonna get well for second-degree murder. I mean, 8 years ain't. That's not bad.
That's better than some people get for getting caught with weed.
Well, but this is what I like. How do you put a value on that? It'd be like, yes, so I have cancer and I'm gonna die, and be like, oh man, I hate to hear that. So was that $15,000 cash? Or you got your credit card on hand? Like I don't got to swipe it. I'll take the number. I'll take the number over the phone. Like, I mean, how do you put I know, like, from documentaries, like the hitmen, like they only got like $3,000 to $5,000. Like, I mean, that doesn't sound to sit across from somebody and hook them up. But what kind of an individual? This is what I want to know, right? Like, I already know the young lady, the woman who went into the hospital in Florida. She was distraught. She was sad. She walked in with a pistol and made it quick. That is completely different from sitting down, hooking an individual up to a machine and watching them go.
Right.
Like, that's a unique individual.
Very unique.
And so I think that's what scares us as a society more than anything is how do you give power to somebody who has the capacity to sit beside multiple human beings and plug them up into a box and kill them? Because you're not letting them go. They're not falling off into the night. Right. You're killing them. So, I mean, like.
I didn't find that job on Indeed.
Would you? I mean, have we thought about it from that element? Like, is that what scares us as a society? Is the fact that there's a person that has the capacity that's 2 offices down? Like, because you got Sally who does nails here. Then you got Joe who helps with drunks and DUIs. And then you got Kevorkian who kills people. Like, I mean, would that not bring the property value down?
Look, man.
I think so.
Well, yeah. But I don't know.
No. I want you to say
it's like Dexter, right? Dexter traumatizes a child, destined to become a serial killer. Let's use that for good. So we're only going to kill bad people, right?
Yep.
So with the killer guy, like that's that capacity of thinking of, well, he's got the capacity to end people's lives and still go to sleep at night. this is probably the best way he do it. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to argue with that.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, there really is somebody for every job.
Everybody has a purpose, Tooth.
What's his name's not doing a Dirty Jobs episode on it. But,
Micro.
yeah, but he's not.
Micro will not be.
We're not going to see that happening.
Micro will not have the rubber glove.
No,
on.
I don't think that was going to make it to air even if they do film that one.
I don't.
But I'm just saying, I'm sure if that was a thing, there would be people to feel that, and that would prevent those people from being the craziest that are behind bars because they couldn't control their urges to end some lives.
Yeah, I think statistically it's like 50 and 10 million. I believe that's what it is statistically.
I
hope it's that high.
I believe that's roughly what it is.
I think your math's on point on that one, Bull.
Yeah, I think the FBI did a study, and I think it was like
Well, that's weird because I feel like I've met 10 serial killers in my life.
I think
You ever think about that? Like, how many have you?
You know, we've met at least one.
You had to.
Statistically, we had to have met somebody who had the capabilities to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
I mean, look at all the people who were next door neighbors with John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
At the parties, you know. Come on.
Who?
Well, I mean, and I believe it was
And Ted Bundy, the socialite.
Yep.
The ladies' man.
I can't remember, but it was one of the very first serial killers who was caught and interviewed. But he was in California. And I remember, whenever the FBI was learning about all this, and I don't know, I think during the time there was probably, a population of around 100 to 200 million, or 150 to 200 million, and they were talking to him about how many. He was like, "Oh no," he goes, "I bet you that there's 35 of me just on the West Coast." You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, because he said, I know my characteristics. I know how I carry myself. I know how I fake being a real human being. And he said, when I see it in people, it's as obvious to me that you're wearing a coat as it is if you're wearing he was like, I see it.
Wow. That's scary. And he said there's 35 or, whatever small number he said.
Yep.
With, let's say half the population's on the West Coast, just for argument's sake. As far as percentages go, that's kind of low.
In the grand scheme of things,
Right.
You are 100% correct.
But still, when you say there's 35 serial killers, you're like, oh my gosh, there's 35 of them?
Again, and that was his best guess.
Yeah.
That was his best guess.
Chris Farmer.
What happened now?
Doctors aren't allowed to push the meds in a death sentence. Paramedics do it. That's because doctors, we don't usually get to the serial killers, don't get to doctor level. But paramedics, that happens all the time. Chris Farmer, you're a perfect example. If I could say that guy's probably a serial killer, you're the picture perfect guy. Like, you're the guy.
So is he saying that they're in there when they...
First and foremost, that has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but thanks for the info. That's what I'm saying. And secondly, like, he is a paramedic because he is a crazy serial killer and he gets to push the meds at death sentences is what I picked up. That's what I get.
There's 10 windows today. What he was doing. That's insane to think about that there's that many. We've probably been across one or two. That was, that's insane, man. I mean, totally insane. But
I'm trying to find this right now for you, Jimmy. Hold on.
Oh,
Jimmy want to know who it was.
Okay, I get it.
I want to pay.
I got you, Farmer.
Well, it wasn't Ed Gein. It wasn't Ed Gein.
No, I gotta watch a documentary on that guy.
He make a shoehorn out of your shin. He'll make a lampshade of durable skin. Oh, don't you know that he's always feeling able when he's sitting home and he's carving out your navel. Yeah.
Did you write that?
No, but a man did, and he sang it.
Who was it?
That's a song about Ed Gein. It was Blind Melon.
Shannon Hoon.
Ed Kemper.
Ed Kemper. Yep, seen one on him.
Ed
yeah.
Kemper.
Forgot about him for a
Jimmy.
minute.
Ed Kemper. That was who it was. Ed Kemper. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Wow. The Foo Fighters.
Foo
Eye for
Fighters.
an eye if you mess with mine.
The Hippocratic Oath. What? That's Hammurabi's code.
Now I got to know I got to know more on that, Travis. Eye for an eye.
I think he's saying if you mess with his, it's eye for an eye. do you?
He's saying he follows Hammurabi's code. If you mess with
No, I got it. I was like eye for eye. So it's like if I thought Travis was like, no. Like if my son, if I tell my son to kill me, then he better take my wife out too. She's not going to enjoy life while I'm gone. I didn't know if that's what he meant.
That's probably what he meant.
That's what I thought.
Like
Now, because you got two eyes in your head. So it's like, look, son, if I'm sick and gone, take
your
out
mama
me and your
too.
mama.
That's right.
Mama too.
Mama
She
will be
can't stay and
sad.
spend my money.
She coming with me.
You want all of it
I
anyway.
didn't know. I think that's what he meant. So I don't know.
She coming with me. That's right.
That's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
that is interesting. And like I said, there's a lot of the morals that come into play, lots of legality to come into play. I guess so. If you had it in your will, make sure like you said, you don't have DNRs are very common. But maybe if you had it in a will, you can get away with it. I don't know.
I'm going to stand by. I think us as a society are just too creeped out by the fact that an individual's job would be killing somebody. I
ain't gonna lie, it kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, I think that's the main. I don't know if it's a moral issue so much as it is an issue of we actually have to drive by this guy's office. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think that
Could you
would.
imagine being in one of those futuristic cities where you're born and you're born and you know what your job's going to be, and it's like, oh, well, here's all of our teachers and our architects, and here's our euthanasia guys.
They give you a little black mask and
You can see you got like Polly Pocket over here, all prim and proper, and you got these guys that look like Benedict Cumberbatch over here with bow ties, and then you got these guys that look like us over here with tattoos and beards.
a little hatchet. Yeah, that's all they're doing all day is cutting stuff.
Smash. Like,
There you go.
God,
Prime
yeah.
example. Prime example.
Oh man,
The homeless hitchhiker.
man, that's come up. Megan got to watch it.
That's excellent. Crazy information.
Man, did you say all in unison we did the smash right there?
Smash.
Man, really good.
It was
Yeah,
really unplanned, but really awesome.
it was. That's for sure.
We're getting a Dude Perfect award.
We should. Let's make it.
Well, Travis, what's your opinion? Because see, that's what he's saying. Living wills determine final health care wishes. So, I mean, what's your opinion? Like, I mean, if it's in your living will that you want your wife to shoot you if you get a stump toe?
I think that should be the stipulation. If you're going to put your living will and you find yourself terminally ill, then you're giving permission to whoever you have marked as your killer to take your life. You need to specifically explain how they're going to do it. If you take, okay, so my wife is going to pull my toenails out one by one, whilst plucking my armpit hair one by one, as she's finally shaving my legs with a meat knife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tooth who done it at his core comes out. It was like,
does.
I want her to kill me with a spoon in the library.
in the library with a candlestick
Midnight.
holder.
At midnight, he'd be asleep.
I know. That's the best time to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I think if you're going to do it and you want to get away with it, the best thing to do is watch the weather first and foremost.
Yeah, gotta watch the weather.
When you know it's going to rain super hard, you coat your stairs in dawn. And then when your wife or your husband walks outside and slips and falls, and the rain comes and washes away all evidence, it was a slip and fall. And that happens all the time. OSHA records them every day. And you're not guilty of anything. Dun, dun, dun.
No, see, now
All
you're
about
leaving that window
dawn,
open. If you're
dawn.
left as a paraplegic, and now your loving wife
Well,
who is
but
willing to take you out has to
luckily,
take care of you.
Luckily, you as the good husband had in your living will how you wanted to be taken out if you were found in that position. So now your wife gets to pull the trigger. So she's winning all the way around.
all right. I see where you're going here. I see a great legal mind at work. That's what I see. I see that.
It's a win-win.
I see that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Megan said, I won't shoot Travis. I'll just give him some mayonnaise.
You are really, really appalled.
I don't like it.
I feel like when mayonnaise is even brought up towards you, you feel accosted.
I know.
See?
There we go. So that's education right there. That is, see, that's what I said, Travis. That's murder. That's murder.
Travis Ellis said, unfortunately, that's murder. Living wills are only establishing legal withholding of life support methods. So there we go.
That's it. So see, that's it. So I stand by it. Number one, we're creeped out by somebody would have a job that there's a guy walking around whistling, maybe in the dog park with you that kills people. I think that creeps
He's
people out.
walking in there like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because you know he's gonna have a creepy camber, and he's gonna have like a weird like off-color green shirt and gray
Or-
slacks
That song I played for you guys earlier that's a 1 and 5 seconds long is playing.
constantly.
I can totally hear that playing just on loop, dude,
Constantly.
while dude's just slicing throats.
It's like the scene in Blazing Saddles where the guy's out there hanging everybody. He's like, "Could you slide in?" "Oh, sir, it's a doozy. I've got them hung." Oh my god! Oh my god! I know we're not allowed to reference Blazing Saddles anymore. Thank you, Warp Society.
Yeah. Man.
That's hilarious.
All right, well.
But there's just a line of people and you're just slicing throats. See, that's what weirds people out right there. It's just it just weirded people out.
I couldn't do it, but somebody out there could, obviously. That being said, it's your turn.
What next, Travis? What do we got here? What do we got?
Well,
We've got Travis Hillis quoting legal advice on the show.
Is he a lawyer?
oh my goodness gracious. That was good discussion. I enjoyed that. We learned some stuff.
It was a hot topic.
Yeah, we learned what not to do when we killing the spouse or whatever.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
It's questionable ethics.
So, Tooth Farmer, how much does it pay?
See, that's our friend.
He is.
We're friends with the guy that could totally do this
They
job.
walk among us.
Yeah.
They do.
We hang out with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Travis, now you're only searching for 34.
34.
And he's not far.
No, dang it, Farmer. So, Tooth learned me something before we started the show tonight. There is a doomsday clock.
Yeah, you didn't know about the
I
doomsday
didn't know
clock?
about the doomsday clock.
Man, they adjust it all the time.
Well, that's
Actually, they adjust it yearly in January. They didn't in 2021 or 2020 and 2019 and 2020 maybe, or 2020 and 2021.
Did they not? I didn't know that.
I recently did some research, but yeah, they do adjust it, and it has been adjusted over the years. Travis, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going. The doomsday clock was invented by some scientist, if you will, in
not the ones that swallowed the Legos.
not the same ones, in 1947. And when it was invented, we were, what I tell you, 7 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
We were 7 minutes to midnight. And then over the course of the years that it's been active, it has been moved a total of 25 times. So many of those times were backwards and so many of those times were forward. But the total equivalent of minutes moved in the entire history from 47 to the current is 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, and the
But
doomsday
right
clock, if you're looking at the clock, the doomsday clock is from, we'll say, 11:45 to 12. That's the doomsday clock.
So 12 midnight being like
Done.
a nuclear holocaust, the end of the world, some kind of major global catastrophe.
She gone.
And like I said, when this thing was invented, we were at like 7 minutes to midnight. As of January 24th, 2023, the doomsday clock is the closest to midnight that it's ever been in the history, the 70-something years.
Is it really?
It's 90 seconds to midnight currently. But now, think of that in the screen. First off, you have to really kind of understand what that even means. And secondly, you have to understand that what it means is still only a likelihood of something that could happen. And then thirdly, think about the fact that in 70 years, it's moved 5 minutes. I mean, in all honesty, from its original set point, it's only moved 5.5 minutes. So
I want to, okay, while y'all, if in a minute when y'all start discussing, I want to,
well, we're discussing it right now.
well, no, because I don't want to be Googling stuff and just have dead air while we're talking. But if I'm not mistaken, oddly enough, in the 80s, the very first time when Russia was going to invade Ukraine, I thought that it hit 90 seconds to midnight.
Well, I'm speaking from an article that I read 3 minutes before you came back out here.
Then that's
and
more accurate than I am.
from what I've heard yesterday.
So that was on Facebook?
No, sir.
Oh.
This was on Google.
Okay.
I Googled it so I could give Travis more depth of the article that I heard yesterday.
Okay.
So 90 seconds is at this point the shortest time to midnight that we've ever been. And in 1991, we were the furthest we've ever been from midnight, which was 17 minutes.
I did not know that.
And that was kind of at the end of what was that? Desert Storm?
Yeah.
Kind of the end of that.
Man, everything was great in the 90s, even the Doomsday Clock.
Yeah. Music, food, TV, sports.
Y'all keep talking about it. I want to pull this up because this is why I find it so interesting. Is I was really, I can't even talk. I was fascinated that I could carry a sentence. I was really weirded out whenever I discovered the last time the Doomsday Clock had gotten as close to it was to Doomsday was when Russia was contemplating invading Ukraine. And that was in the 80s. And then I was like, and now here we are with Russia and Ukraine.
And
How interesting.
Interestingly enough, it's been rumored that one of the reasons that we are where we are with the Doomsday Clock as of the 24th is because of Ukraine and Russia's conflict.
So, do you keep on about, or do you?
No, let's go. Let's go.
So Travis, are you familiar with this? So, and again, I just learned this. A good friend, LeBron Haggard, he's been listening to me rant and rant about social politics, and he loves to dabble in it as well. And he sent me a phenomenal interview with a historian who was talking about the reason why Russia is doing what it's doing now. And so, while we're so close to the Doomsday Clock, number one, is Russia going to nuke Ukraine? No. Russia needs Ukraine because that's why make a country you're trying to invade unlivable and unusable, right?
Yeah.
So he's not going to do it there. He's not going to nuke us because he knows if he nukes us, we're immediately going to nuke him directly.
We'll make them a parking lot.
That is correct. 100%.
Yes.
So, that's not going to happen. So that's sort of why they really weren't that concerned about it. But and again, this is a theory from, social, political people and historians. Russia knows that it is on its last leg. And what it's doing is it is choosing its own way to end its empire. And it would like to end its empire in a dignified manner. And the pathway through Ukraine allows them to end their empire in a dignified manner. So, and the reason that's even like it didn't matter who would be in office. It didn't matter what had happened. Russia had to invade Ukraine at this point in time. And again, guys, this isn't me, right? This is me regurgitating what war and battle historians are talking about now. And what he discussed is he said, right now is a time when Russia has the most able bodies available to go to war. There are less people the age of, war age, 20 to 30. There are less population of that than there are in any other age group up. So Russia has been waiting on this one moment when they could have enough of these last able bodies in order to make the push for war. And so, but again, the reason they bring up the Doomsday Clock and how it's affecting it is if there is an attempt at a retaliation in order to embarrass or whatever, Russia already knows it's on its way out. It's trying to exit or allow its empire to gradually become a part of everything else. But there's still a small percentage that they'll go like, all right, we'll go out with a bang then.
They're getting hind ends handed to them.
In reference to Jimmy's comment, I'm not in any way arguing with it. I'm just stating my interpretation of the Doomsday Clock. It has no relevance to real time. There's no correlation to the doomsday clock and midnight on it and
It's
a
like
real
DEFCON
24-hour
4.
clock. It's like DEFCON 5 and DEFCON
Yes.
1. Like it's just some guys who got together and said, this is how we're going to gauge how close we are to an epic global catastrophe. And right now, as of 2023, we're 90 seconds. But think about that 90 seconds it just means, hey, we're closer than ever on the teeter of the world falling apart.
That is correct.
And there are lots of reasons behind that. This is not there's some rumor and some scuttlebutt that has something to do with it, and it could have a large majority of reasons that it has moved for so many minutes. But they look at things globally that aren't related to war at all. They look at things that are related to society and how society, if the level of unity, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Global.
Things
global,
like
yeah.
that are taken into account in their assumption of the movement of time on the atomic. What am I trying to say?
Doomsday.
The doomsday clock. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
So it's not really relevant to any 24-hour. It has.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it has nothing to
There's
do
no
with the
No,
time.
I think what
correlation.
Jimmy's being like.
But I get what he's saying.
Yeah, because like after midnight, stuff would happen. We wouldn't know about it, but now we will because midnight used to be. Oh, yep, nope. Everybody go to bed. Everybody go to bed
Like
at
we
midnight.
talked about recently, the TV went off for real.
Completely off.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't happen.
No.
It doesn't happen at all. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know anything about it until, I mean, I've heard the term, but I didn't know what it entailed or what it meant, nothing like that. I just heard it. And then he started explaining to me, I'm like, well, first of all, why haven't you told me this before with all the other stuff you told me?
It totally sounds like some stuff that Bull would be into. To me, it sounds like poppycock.
Yeah.
Like there's no relevance to me. The doomsday clock. If something that's moved 5.5 minutes in 70 years, I'm not concerned.
Yeah, it needs a new
with this.
battery.
Yeah,
That battery ain't working.
it's chronographs off or something.
It's kind of like me on every watch I have doesn't work.
It's
Well,
got
at
a
this day and
spun
time,
gear.
if somebody operates something the same way we were used as remote controls, you sort of question its validity.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
You know, and so that's why. It could
Yeah,
be.
that's pretty interesting stuff, though. for
I think
sure.
it's extremely.
Something Bull brought up during that discussion that I also find interesting, and I have no facts whatsoever. Let me make sure I repeat that. I have no facts whatsoever, but I feel like I have heard recently in some kind of census polls that they do that there are less people. There's an age group of people, and that particular age group of people aren't interested in having kids.
That is correct.
So we're at a point where procreation, for at least a generational standpoint, is kind of on a decline. Like I said, for a time frame of
right.
like when we were 18 to 25, we were having kids.
Mhm.
And it seems that if I heard it correctly, maybe not the 18 to 25-year-olds right now, but maybe the 18 to 25-year-olds in recent years, but they were on a decline of procreation. They're not interested in having children. And there were studies to why that was. And if it was things that we had caused, it's our generation. You know?
Well, yeah, the age group's 18 to 30, and there's a couple of societal reasons that are assumed to be behind it.
Ain't our
You know,
fault.
And that's an interesting topic for another show. That
Yeah.
how you brought it up, like,
Yeah,
it's,
not our fault. We're awesome.
I had a guy tell me today one of the best reasons I've ever heard for not wanting kids.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was like, "Look, man," he said, "I totally attribute this to being the reason that I decided at an early age I didn't want any children." He was a teenager in high school, and there was an unexpected sister born.
Right.
And when you're the oldest and you're a teenager in high school and you have an infant and your mom has a accident that leaves her wheelchair bound for a year and a half, you end up being not out on Friday and Saturday night because you're tending to a baby.
Right.
Yep.
And he totally attributes all of that time. And he has no hate towards that. He loves his sister, But he thinks that's why he decided, I don't ever want it. And he 50-something years old, got no kids, and is happy with his life, married.
Hey, that's fine.
And that's great.
Yeah.
But it's weird to hear cool little tidbits like that. You know what?
Yeah.
Why didn't you have kids? Well, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I raised one at 15 to 18. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't mine.
No,
I'm like brother daddy.
and it makes sense. I mean, you know, I won't say his childhood got robbed, but his, you know, some fun teenage years may have got cut short a little bit for sure. So I get it.
Yep.
I mean, that's a very good reason.
There's lots of cool things about society and things that were different when we were young and, you know, that we've talked about before. But like the whole latchkey kid generation
That
that
is
we
correct.
were.
Yep.
And I totally was a latchkey kid, you know, like come home, lock the door till my mom got home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
I guess we did a lot. We lived out in the country when I was, you know.
You know what I
around there.
mean, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
yeah.
were latchkey kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a thing of the past. There's no latchkey kids anymore, you know. Everybody's too worried about trafficking and kidnappings and, you know, just the
Not
safety.
in majority rural areas. You
Yeah,
are correct.
it's
Like,
just-
in rural areas, it's a less
It's
of a
drastically changed.
Yes, in the rural
Oh,
areas.
for sure.
Things like that it just blows my mind to look back at and look at now. It just in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, and again, that's another interesting argument. For years they were talking about overpopulation, and then now they begin to look at it to where it's like, wait a minute, we're not producing enough people to sustain society,
Yeah.
and that's a phenomenal
What's
argument.
really funny to hear you say that though is this, in this same week I've also heard that we have reached the largest population on the planet that we've ever been.
Oh, I mean, every year
Wow.
past 1800, we've probably done
That's
that.
crazy that it's
But
stopped.
it's the amounts. We have hit, what was it I heard, 9 billion for the first time.
Wow.
I want to say it was 9 billion. And if you look that up, you'll really get surprised to see at some of the jumps.
Well, and so the majority of that is because of our health, right?
People are living longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people, and again, and this is what the average is. The average of a male has jumped from 75 to 78. All right. So that's just 3 years has helped increase the population and also the number of infants because of our hospitals. The number of child deaths is down.
Yeah.
The number of deaths in majority because of our medical system. So our medical advances are the cause of the problem, if you will,
So
because
now-
we're not all on the Oregon Trail losing 100 on
Dying
the
of
path.
dysentery.
Yeah.
Now hear me out. That's all beautiful. The technological advances that we've had that have created a longevity of life and a prevention of death at an early age. Now, purely as an, I don't want to use the educational, but purely as an educational standpoint, this has nothing to do with my beliefs. Look at that from that level. That's all the good. But what about all the bad that comes with that? So if you think about the way natural selection is set up to work and the way ecosystems are set up to work, an ecosystem can only provide for a finite number of life forms. Once you surpass that finite number, you start damaging the ecosystem, and the more you damage the ecosystem, eventually it can't sustain the life that you're. And okay, so that's where we're at, guys.
Well, no.
There is no. This is where we are at in the world. The larger our population gets, the more of us there are, the more we're using the earth. The earth is our home. Like
Right.
That's legit. So I'm not trying to be a tree hugger. I'm saying if you look at both sides of it, to a degree, there has to be some kind of population control if we're going to sustain the planet that we're our ecosystem.
Well, you got like the largest country, which is China, right? I mean, it doesn't utilize 60% of its entire country. You know what I'm saying? Australia, it doesn't utilize, I think, 70% of its entire country.
All I'm saying is at the growth rate that eventually you run out of space.
Get landlocked.
There's no that's mathematical. Like you can't. That's not an arguing point. That's a fact. Like if we keep growing at the rate we've been growing, eventually there's enough people that there's no more room. Eventually we're all touching each other all the time.
There's a cap. You won't be able to have your 70 acres out in the country. That's a 50-mile ride, you know. So, but that's where we get into that.
You know, it was where you said we hit what'd you say, 9 billion?
9 billion.
I think like I said, that's
3 billion of those people are in 2 countries, China and India.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That, you know, man.
And again, India and China, and I'll look it up, but I mean, I don't think China, like I said, like one of those or a couple of those billion are are on a continent that doesn't utilize the majority of its
We
land.
figured it would be the earth would be kind of lopsided with all those folks on that side.
Well, no, that's why the water goes down. That's why the water.
That's why the water goes the other way when you. Oh, okay.
It's because of the weight of those people.
Because it's going this way.
Yeah, that's me lying
okay.
about physics.
Okay, I believed you.
Yeah,
I would never
lying
something about the
physics.
equator. If you're on one side of it, the water goes this way.
Yeah.
If you're on the other side, it goes that way.
He goes, it's away and that way.
It's
yeah,
away and
that's
that
what
way.
happens. Yeah, that's crazy. Those 2 countries, there's 3 billion people. There's not. I mean, that just
Dakota, the dead aren't moist if things are done properly during the embalming procedure and if the casket seals correctly.
wow. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to you know, all that stuff, if you want to call it that stuff.
Oh no! So here's a fun one, and
There's been our interesting talk for the evening. Now it's back to shenanigans. And
well,
tomfoolery.
so speaking of China, you know, Charles and I, we talk about it often, but
Really?
so yeah, we do because whenever the kids, whenever after Apollo went over to China,
Oh yeah.
you know, that was one of the things they were given a script that they had to talk about all the hard work that they put into raising money to go over there. And the reason is because China's next generation is spoiled and lazy children. Now, again, this is according to them.
Right.
And then Charles goes, well, and I was like, well, I go, all old people say that. And he was like, no, he goes, we had the 1-child policy for so long. So you got 1 child growing up in a household that has 6 people catering to that 1 child. You got 4 grandparents and 2 parents who do nothing but save every single dime and look at this one individual child to carry on the namesake. So China is trying to battle this entitled population that they've created. Like, I mean, it's really, really interesting.
Wow.
So
yeah, I can see that happening for sure.
oh yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so there's some good football games this weekend.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, man. NFC Championship, AFC Championship, Chiefs and Bengals, and 49ers and the Eagles.
That's Murray's team.
Yeah, it is. And the Bengals is Kim's team.
It is.
It's one of Eli's adopted teams because he likes the uniforms.
And initially, he liked the underdog.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, the Bengals still play football?
Oh, yeah, you got to start paying attention. 'cause
And they still walk like Egyptians.
I love the Bengals. They're hot. Their quarterback, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool,
Oh,
Joe
y'all were
Smooth.
throwing yeah.
He has got to be the smoothest man on the face of the earth.
Like, I am absolutely infatuated with this man's style and swagger. I mean, he has got swagger.
Bull, when he shows up to a game, like, he's dressed. Like, he is dressed. And it's not, I'm not saying
Like
he's wearing like
dress for church dressed?
if he's feeling it that day, yeah.
Dress for church in Atlanta dressed?
If he's feeling it that day, yeah.
Huh.
And if he wants to be, dressed for Tennessee church,
If he wants to be dressed in a white T-shirt and a cheetah print like some Tom Cruise in the 90s, he can do that and look great doing it.
and pulls it off, and has when he's like doing his press conferences and stuff, no apologies for what he's wearing. He's like, yeah, looks good, I like it. Like, yeah, all right, he's smooth, man.
So he's going to be our next insurance salesman?
Oh
across
yeah,
the nation?
oh yeah. What's up, Jim Jam? Yeah, dude, he's smoother than silk, smoother than a baby's behind. Whatever analogy you want to use, that's him. There's a video, if you guys hadn't seen it, Bull got to see it for the first time. I was doing warm-ups, and he throws a ball to his receiver
A long bomb.
and does this little twirl. As he throws it, the momentum, and he just spins all the way around. I ain't never seen nothing that smooth in my life. It's unreal.
Well, the cameras have really good frame rates
Dude,
these
it was
days.
it was smoother than Fabio's hair in a wind tunnel.
Come on.
I mean, it was smooth.
Yeah, this guy. It's hard not to if your team's not, for me, my team's not in it, never will be. Arizona Cardinals. It's hard not to pull for him because they call it, Joe Cool. He's that cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and it's good to see that.
Wasn't Montana Joe Cool?
Maybe.
I think he had that moniker
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and that may be why they're giving it to him because he's
I think they are saying he emulates Montana
Yeah.
to that degree.
yeah, because he's a cool customer, man. I give that. He's very entertaining to watch. That should be a good game between them and the
Hey, is
Chiefs.
that John Candy up there? or-
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, did you hear about that, Will?
No.
Super Bowl, they're playing Cincinnati, as a matter of fact, in the early 80s or mid 80s, whatever it was. Anyway,
The 49ers.
49ers,
Okay.
and Joe Montana's quarterback. They're going for there's like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, whatever. They have to go down, score a touchdown to win. So you would think your leader would come into the huddle, be like, all right, guys, let's do this, and this. And he's like, hey, isn't that John Candy up there? There's 3 minutes left in the Super Bowl. And he's just, oh, hey, John Candy.
That guys look like just like kind of like if me or you were at our regular everyday job and we're used to that and that's our thing, you know what I'm saying? So we're not put aside by any kind of obstacle.
Yep.
We're just overcoming that obstacle, and as we're doing, hey, isn't that John Candy? I'll be darned. Oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Like they feel like that moment for them is what changed the outcome for that Super Bowl because they feel like that when that happened, the team was like, huh, we're all going to just kind of calm down and we're just playing a game. And like, if he can be that way, we should be that way. And everybody kind of stopped being anxious and things happened the way they happened.
Yeah.
History was made.
Hey, James Holden, Facebook Live feed makes a good point. Joe Cool was the Camels.
I was going to say that. I'm going to thanks for ruining my shtick there, James. That's it. Well done.
because you're a Camel guy.
I am 100% a supporter.
We're walking by,
of the
give me a
Cool.
pack of humps.
Yeah, try backing in my humps. Come on,
Pack of
man.
humps, man.
So last week we talked about the Saturn V rocket being replaced there in Huntsville. Did you see the picture? What they're going to replace it with?
I did not.
No, like a 100-foot tall statue of Bucky. I'm kidding or not. That's why he did Photoshop the big picture of Bucky right there where they put it. Like, I said, if 2 sees this, he's going to lose his
I
mind.
will shoot at
my
it.
I'll fire upon it. Not happening.
It will be paintballs because I do not want to go to prison.
Yeah, no, we can't have that. All right, guys, time for lunchtime theater. Eli is using PTO time tonight, so I'm going to take his lunchtime theater. I watched Pale Blue Eye. I think I mentioned it last week with Christian Bale. Super fantastic movie on the Netflix.
You were talking about that. Yep.
Yes. So I was like, kind of got in that vein of some not odd movies I wouldn't normally watch, stuff like that. Well, they have one on HBO Max called Amsterdam.
Excellent movie.
I'm about halfway through.
Excellent movie.
Oh my!
And it's based on true events.
Really?
Yeah, look that up.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Usually I'll do that when I get done with the movie. I'll start researching like every other psycho does, and look at all this and this and this. So before I watched it, I had saw something on Facebook about famous actors and their kids. I didn't know the dude in there, John David Washington. It's Denzel's
That's
son.
Denzel's son.
I didn't. I was a couple weeks year old before I knew that.
Huh.
No, and I watched him in Ballers, the HBO series,
Yeah.
for a couple, 3-4 seasons. No clue that was Denzel's son. I like that guy. He's a really good actor.
Phenomenal
He is.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that story so far in that
I
movie,
mean, his dad's Denzel.
I know.
Phenomenal
That's what I'm
actor.
saying. Denzel president, John David vice president. I'm down. Let's go. Let's run it.
Run it.
But the cast in that movie, you got Christian Bale, of course, John David Washington, Rami Malek's in it.
Blonde.
Yep. Harley Quinn. What's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Yeah, I can't give her
It's
the
okay.
thing. Michael Shannon's in it, who
Yep.
played George Jones in the George and Tammy.
He also played the Iceman.
He did play the Iceman. He plays a good bad guy. I don't like it when he plays a good guy.
Bad guy.
Yep.
I don't like it when he plays
What?
good guys.
He was a bad guy in Superman.
He was.
Yes, that's why I first remember seeing him, and I didn't like him. I was like, I don't like this guy right here. He is a bad person, and because he puts that suspension of disbelief to make me think that is he is that person. He is being that bad. He's just got that persona about him. It's got Mike Myers is in it.
Yes. Austin Powers, Shrek.
Dude, it's I'm not,
Wayne.
yes. I'm not completely done with it, but I'm enjoying it so far, man. It is a fantastic show. So y'all need to check that out.
It's good. I really
Amsterdam.
the first time I tried to watch it, I did pass out, but I was super tired. The next night I watched it and I loved it. Kim and I watched it. We loved it. I think it's a great movie. The acting's great. The actors are great. It's just it's really great. It's great. It's great.
It's great. What is it?
It's great.
It's great.
It's great, man.
What is it?
It's great.
Is it great?
It's great.
All right. So I guess you may have a music of the week.
I do.
That's
I do.
the rumor and scuttlebutt.
I do. There
Water cooler
are,
talk.
but man, the movies, man.
What you-
There's been some good stuff. Maybe not movie wise, but I watched something the other night that was super great. Oh, it was. Have you guys seen that they've rebooted Night Court? I'm digging it because I was a huge Night Court
I have
fan.
not seen that.
John Larroquette is even in. He was Dan Fielding in the original Night
I
Court.
thought John Larroquette died.
No,
No,
Harry, the guy that played the judge, Anderson. What was his real name? I thought it was Harry something, but I can't.
I think Harry Stone was the name in the
And Harry Anderson's his real name.
Yeah.
Harry Stone was his name on the show. He died.
He died. Okay.
But
Okay.
Dan Fielding, John Larroquette, who also had the John Larroquette show, which I loved.
I love John Larroquette.
He's still
yeah.
alive, and he is on the new Night Court.
Really?
He almost drank himself to death.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the blonde from the Big Bang Theory, not Kaylee Kuiko or whatever,
Kuyoko.
but the other blonde that's nerdy.
Yep.
She's the judge. She plays Harry Stone's daughter. So anyway, I watched the pilot and the second episode, and I really think that's cool, and I wanted to throw that out for movie.
So you
Watch
say
time.
people would loaf that series?
Mhm.
Very good.
Bread.
Like a loaf of bread.
Jimmy, he says it's a great show so far. He agrees.
Well, back to Lunchtime Theater. Thank you, Jimmy. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
Yeah.
The first one I'm going to start with is it's really like a teaser. I told Bull and Travis, this is like 1 minute and 5 seconds. And if there was ever 1 minute and 5 seconds of perfection that you wished was like 2 minutes and 48 seconds of perfection, this would be it. But it is super groovy. It is all music. It's purely an instrumental. There's some cool horns about halfway through, so probably around the 30-second mark. And it's called Riot, !
Yes.
Or an emphatic riot
Emphatic riot.
by
Yes.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Earl Sweatshirt. Yeah, no, it was you bumping it earlier.
I added it to the Everyday Joe Show Toothpicks playlist. Like I said, it's 1 minute and 5 seconds. It's too short, but it's really cool. It's really cool.
The nostalgic sound of it with that scratchiness from like a vinyl, like a really bad scratched up vinyl record. That noise, and then when those horns pop in, it fits so perfect in that song. Because Tooth's like, "Hey, this is not very long, so y'all need to listen to it." And we're like, "Okay, whatever." He's like, "No, I'm telling you." All right. He hit play. Me and Bull both were like, "Okay, what is this, and why is it so short?"
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah, can we hit repeat on that?
What's the score here?
Yeah, what's the score here?
So I've added Riot by Earl Sweatshirt, and Music of the Week. Originally, what I had planned on doing, I've been listening to this song for a little while now. It's been probably 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But groovy tune. It's called Dark Days. It's by Local Natives. One of those that while I was listening, you may also like kind of things. And I was like, you know what? I do also like this. Wow. Boop.
That song, like at Tooth's wedding, what song did you come out to?
Oh, Redbone, Come Get Your Love.
So Tooth's dancing, and Tooth does a good shoulder dance, and does a lot of good snapping. I told Tooth when he played the snippet of that song, I said, "Dude, I see you dancing to this song. It's
got that flow.
The Dark Days song. It's very laid back, smooth. Have a good time drinking a summer drink. You know what I mean? One of those. Like I envision riding down the road, Southern California, convertible.
You could see it in like a good bubblegum commercial near the beach.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
A chewing gum commercial near the beach where there's a surfboard and a convertible car and some guys chewing some gum for no reason whatsoever.
Obviously surf though.
And they're surfers.
Yeah. And then Tooth walking in behind them dancing.
Yes.
Snapping fingers, moving the shoulders.
Probably as the tagline for the gum shines
Yep.
across the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ding.
You can see my legs.
Ding.
Yeah.
Covers my face up, but you got a little ding.
Ting. Yeah, man. That's good picks, man.
Thank you.
What made you decide to do 2 this week? Just
Well, I just got carried away.
yeah.
That Earl sweatshirt thing, man. That I've been really wanting to share that with Bull anyway, because I know how I feel from his production standpoint that he would appreciate the intention behind that.
Right.
Because there was a time, and Bull will tell you about it. There was a time where it was all about how perfect can we make this recording sound? How much can we make this sound like it's not even a recording? And this song, and its minute and 5 seconds, is recorded intentionally to sound the exact opposite of that.
Yep.
But it makes the song great. And something else that I think makes that song great, and I don't know the technical term like I should right this minute, but most music's on time. And sometimes you'll have an off time beat intentionally in a song, and they do that
Yep.
a couple different times when they're looping back in, and I think that makes the song.
Yep.
I like that. It's good stuff, buddy.
Thanks.
Man, that was
I'm just all over it tonight, man.
man. I don't know what you did today, but you did something.
Not much of anything.
No,
and I
you
think that's
didn't?
why I got all this energy.
You think that's what it is?
Uh,
I'm proud of you.
I just stood there and sold parts
you
and
know,
broke hearts, baby.
And that's what I'll say, about that, and I want to go, and what I was so interested in is, like, I'm curious if he just built it with samples, which I'm assuming he did, but if he is a artist, trying to create this thing, I'm curious if he actually got live horn players to come in and play it,
Right.
because what he did, he's emulating a tape machine, because that's what they did, everything on your reel to reel. That's where your dirt comes from.
Yeah.
Because the funny thing about mastering and getting it clean, the way that term came, it had nothing to do within the studio. The mastering engineer was actually the guy who put the needle on the vinyl, because there was a particular way you had to get the sound frequencies in order to get it to record the vinyl appropriately. So he was the mastering engineer. So when we think of mastering engineers, and even on the Grammys, you get, mastering, you get a Grammy for mastering an album. The mastering engineers, they were just a guy with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, trying to not get it fired from making a bad vinyl.
I just imagine this being a very self-pleasuring conversation for Bull. Every time he says mastering.
Come
You see
on.
what I did? Exactly.
I did.
Exactly. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's right. Huh? What are you doing over there, man?
He's mastering.
He is, man. Goodness gracious. Well, no, that was good picks, man. I really enjoyed both those songs, man.
Thanks, man.
So, how do you find?
So if you guys are looking for Everyday Joe Show Toothpicks, you can go to Spotify, which is an app you can procure. You can search in the search engine Everyday Joe. The Everyday Joe Show Toothpicks will pop up. You like the list, and you will automatically get the new songs every week when I add them. I think we discussed it last. It was, how many songs I tell you last week? 200 and something songs?
Yeah, oh, yeah. It was,
30.
yep.
On that list, I've got like 700 and something songs on my like song list.
Yeah.
So obviously I could continue adding to this with no problems.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And not every song that comes out, guys, is going to be something that's new. Very oftentimes, it's just because it's new to me.
I actually like that part of it.
I think
Myself.
that's awesome, because look, think about popularity wise. Think about how many songs were chart toppers, popular, and you hear now that's 20 years old, and you're like, man, that was a banger back then. Oh, that's great. Hadn't heard that in forever. When I say, I'm talking about the ones that were super popular, but still don't get played all the time now. Because you've got those songs that were super popular, like the Journeys, and that you still hear very regularly now.
Yep.
But then you've got those ones that you're like, man, I don't ever hear that, and it was great, like, I don't know, Six Underground, just different crazy, wonderful music that people almost forget about.
Mhm.
So as I'm listening to Spotify, a lot of times that has happened where it's something that I did know about that was out in 2003 or 2011, but totally forgot about, and it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't huge, but
Yeah.
it totally has a great sound. So lots of times, guys, you'll see old music. I've went through phases where I've been listening. You know, Travis, you remember? Hey, I'm doing all 70s this month.
Yep.
Every Thursday night, I'm doing a 70s.
Sometimes
song.
you get in that feel, man.
You know, so I try to keep it mixed up. I try to keep it pleasurable for the masses.
Don't we all?
It's not all heavy metal and hard rock, which I had.
But I
one
was
lady
here
tell me.
whenever you discovered the Deftones.
They're on a new. Did you see that article? Speaking of the Deftones, I'm glad you brought
Getting written
that
about,
up.
boy. How about that?
I think I picked this up last time too, but I'll reiterate it. So they are on a new. There's been a newfound love of the Deftones, and it's like they're getting a They're re-rising in popularity.
Because of him.
It was from all
And it's
those
pretty
likes on
much-
YouTube.
Pretty much because of John Fletcher.
I'm watching that YouTube. Proud of you.
It's my workout. It's my workout.
Bull changed in the House of Flies. See?
He did, didn't he? Come on.
He's no passenger.
No, not at all. Not at all.
He'll
Man.
shove it if he has to.
Listen, I'm not subpar when it comes to my music, okay? That's all I'm saying.
But
All right, guys. Now time for a little bit of Travis talk. Oh man, I know the worst part of the show.
Wait, before you do that, right?
Uh,
So a sandwich walked into the bar. Bartender said, "We don't serve food here." Continue on, Travis.
Thank you. So yet another Press Box 11 update. An update is we're open. We had a little
right meow.
right. Well, no, there's nobody there right now.
Insert crowd.
Yes. So we
How
passed
much longer are those sandwiches, Charlie?
2 minutes, Turkish. So
It was 2 minutes, 5 minutes ago.
yeah, and when you come and buy a sandwich tooth, and yes, if you say that, I'm going to tell you 2 minutes.
Hi, Missy.
So today we had our super soft opening.
Just like their sandwiches.
Yeah.
Super soft.
We started about noon. We intended to start around noon. Me and Jacob got there at 6. I got there about 6:30. Just to get everything prepped, make sure everything was good. I had to run around and get a few things taken care of.
Much like my wife tells me, your length of time open today, not long enough.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I hear that all the time.
Well, I've heard that. So we was gonna open at noon, and about 11:40, we had a line of about 6 people. Like, it was like, how long you open till? I was like, about 20 minutes or so. And then more people came, like, oh nope, we got to open the doors. So we started opening up, slinging sandwiches.
So you had to meet demand right away.
Oh yeah,
On the super soft opening.
yeah, we did.
Everybody braved the cold and moist.
Yeah, God, I ended up spitting snow. I'm like, really? We picked the coldest day of the month.
I thought to tell you that, but then I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. He's ready.
Yeah. Yeah, James, we have mayonnaise in packets. That's how we serve the mayonnaise there.
You can't get it added to your. You have to put it on yourself.
And you know what's
Yes.
terrible, James?
That's okay.
Here's what's terrible. I don't even have to. Travis doesn't even have to hand me my mayonnaise. He points at it.
Yeah, get yourself. That's what Christian
What
tells
brand
me.
is it?
West Creek.
It's good mayonnaise.
So yeah, we got in there slinging some meat, and me and Jacob, we did a few trial runs on some stuff, but we learned a lot today. We learned a bit about our flow. What we need to do with this, that, and the other, and how to, if we're doing a to-go box, and you put some over here, just kind of a assembly line, if you will, because he has to come behind me and get on the stove, if he needs to grill the sandwich or whatnot. So we learned a lot today for sure. We did okay, I think. Only messed up a couple times, but that's why it's super soft opening.
You got mediocrity's seal of approval.
I think we did.
You guys did a good enough job. It was meh.
I got Zeus and the Poseidon tattoo. I think mediocrities will be the next one.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
the
I'm
next
not
one.
getting Hades now. I'm just mediocrity.
Just MEH and then a picture of mediocrities.
Yes.
He was lesser known.
It was he.
Yeah.
Still
he,
is.
He didn't do a whole lot to get known for.
Right.
He was very mediocre.
Right. Yeah. Amy, we're right now we are stationed at Common John Brewing Company, 210 Woodbury Highway. Little white trailer right over there beside the stage.
If you can find the Dollar General, you can find us.
That's right across the roads. But man, it was. We appreciate everybody coming out, and thanks for being patient with us. And we got food out pretty quick.
I'll tell you how quick they got food out. Hell, I left work early today and y'all was closed when I got there. Huh? Demand was high today.
Man, we did. And I'm telling you, they showed up, man. We were, because we didn't tell anybody. We told a few friends, of course, family members, and I posted a picture of the menu, the new menu with the prices on it, and I didn't say anything.
Yep.
They had a couple people, hey man, y'all open? No, we're doing soft opening, but you can come by, come on by, and we'll get you taken care of. That's kind of how I wanted it to be. Was that way we had some practice to figure out our shortcomings and what I needed to improve on, because I've never worked. I worked in a pizza shop when I was in high school. Making pizzas, delivering pizzas, but I've never been in an actual restaurant, quotation marks. Jacob has. Is all Jacob's done, 15, 20 years. And he said I did okay, but I have a lot of retail experience of being busy and getting things done in a timely manner. I think that helped me out a little bit. The POS system we have is pretty easy, pretty user friendly for me. So
that's point of sale for all you cynics.
Yes, not piece of sale. But we did good, man. Everybody was, like I said earlier, was patient. Nobody had to wait like a really long time. But when you go to food trucks, you have to. You're gonna wait.
You guys are making to order.
Yeah, they're all fresh.
It's not prepared food.
Right.
It's prepared food.
Yeah. It takes a few minutes because we build the sandwiches. Nothing's really pre-made. We pre-slice stuff. And that's it. We slice it for what we need for the day.
I'm gonna tell you what.
And that's it.
I tasted some salami today and some provolone.
That salami not fire.
It is really good salami.
When we got it, we were prepping, and so we had cut the end piece off, and you can't little small piece can't do it. So
it's cold and moist, and it just
that's why the show's named that tonight. So we took a little nibble off the throwaway pieces, and I was like, man, this is probably no joke, probably some of the best salami I've ever had. It's really good.
To the point it's eliminated the throwaway pieces.
Yes.
Well, that says a lot from the number of sticks you've had in your mouth. That says a lot.
Hey, wait a minute.
If there's any man in the room that knows about a meat stick, it's Travis Reed.
I keep running into this stuff tonight.
Don't run into the meat
It's
stick.
a meat stick.
That's not the mark.
It's sort of easy to avoid. It's like, whoa, there's a meat stick.
You don't want to run into it. You want to ease into it.
Well, I got small eyes. I can't really see.
Yeah, you're an adult. It's there. You just sort of move out of the way.
Kids, all those times your parents told you you'd go blind, Travis was almost there. He missed it by this much.
Mr. Mile. Yeah, see your eyes barely.
Oh, why's Travis's eyes so close together? He was 2 days away from blind. Don't worry about it.
Well, as one of the few who got to be part of the super soft opening, I will say this: I enjoyed my burger. I felt, and again, I paid full price. He did not give me a deal, not even a friend's discount, because I'm not a vet. But I was impressed. My sandwich was good.
Do you mean veteran or veterinarian?
I'm not a veterinarian. I don't get a discount.
Okay. Is there a veterinarian discount?
There should be.
Well, I'm going to school.
We go to school or get discounts on sandwiches.
This will pay off easy for me. You know how much I spend on sandwiches?
A lot.
But my meal was good. And I'm very happy for you, and I'm excited for where it's going to come.
Appreciate it, man.
I can't wait to try the Tracy Lawrence inspired Texas tornadoes.
Yeah. Come on.
Get it?
I do. I do. I like it.
Because he's Tracy
He's a
Lawrence.
Texas tornado. Yeah, that's good. So we're open tomorrow at 11. Be at Common John Brewing Company. We open Saturday at 11 also, and closed Sunday and Monday. Be back at it Tuesday. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to feeding a bunch of folks. And
much like Chick-fil-A, you can't have a sandwich on Sunday.
yeah, Dakota, we got one Macho Man order. Bubba Whitsitt come through with the Macho Man impersonation. So I gave him a big old.
Oh yeah.
And when I wooed, you could see my breath because it was so cold. But yeah, that's right. Not yet, Jimmy. We don't have any hot sauce yet. It's on. Gonna be on a few.
It's on back order.
Yeah, it's on back order. Can't get it. So anyway, there's the Press Box 11. See y'all tomorrow at 11.
Yeah,
Come on, that's right. All right, guys, about to wrap this bad boy up. But next week we've got one of our most favorite guests returning,
Do tell.
Macy Tabor.
You mean #1 independent chart topping local artist Macy Tabor?
One
That's
and the
the one.
same.
That's the one. That is the one. She 2 weeks in a row with her song "Trying to Be Me," and I can't remember exactly. I know she has sang it on this show, but I don't remember if that was the debut of it when she sang it on the show. I'll
I
have to
do
go.
not know if it was the debut.
Was not.
Was
I
not,
don't even think.
No, it
I
was
think
not.
she had just recorded it. I think it was either a just recorded or I can't remember.
Okay, well, she'll be on the show next week, so we're looking forward to that. She's bringing her guitar and her voice,
She is. She takes them everywhere.
and she'll bring legal with her.
And her hat.
She'll have her hat on, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
she'll have her hat.
So definitely looking forward to Macy coming back and joining us in studio and get a little live music going back in here a little bit.
Yep.
Gonna be a good time, that's for sure. All right, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Tooth.
How are you now?
Oh my
wait,
goodness.
This is the end of the show.
This is it. Yeah. You jumped in the Wayback Machine.
I did.
You did.
Great show tonight, Travis.
And had fun. Good
I'm
good
glad.
discussion.
Super happy for you at Pressbox 11. Can't wait to come try something tomorrow. Do know I will be there before close.
Good. I hope so.
It's happening.
It's happening.
You
Appreciate
guys
it. buddy.
take all forms of payment like cash, check, card,
No checks. I'll take a check on you though.
post dated.
Yeah. That's the only check I'm writing. Don't cash it till next Friday.
Checks and cards, no checks. I mean, cash and cards, no checks. Ah, blast.
No,
Put it on
man.
my tab.
Okay, we can do that. Well,
Yes, sir.
thanks for being here. Do what you do, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, just a quick shout out. Forgot tonight was the Manchester Area Chamber of Commerce Gala. So congratulations to everybody who supported that. That's a phenomenal event. The Katie with the I and the Y, those women do phenomenal things. And if you were a business involved, well done on you and congratulations. And congratulations on you, Travis, for not dropping the ball or my sandwich. Well done.
I was impressed with myself. I didn't drop your sandwich.
Well done.
All right.
Very glad you didn't drop the sandwich.
Me too. All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Dropping the meat.